Hey sophomores, hope you guys are having a good day. This is our video for Friday, April 24th. I'll probably on the website on Thursday afternoon though. If you want to start early, awesome. It's Friday and you're working on this, it's awesome too. Let's move ahead and take a look at what we need to get done. And first let's start off with what should be done for the Columbian exchange. There's a nice little corner for me down there. All right, yeah, I like this. All right, number one, make sure your Columbian exchange packet is finished completely. All right, then you need to answer the multiple choice questions in this gap and turn that into turnitin.com. So let's look at those first two, how to get those done. So first off, if we look at the website, if you look on here, Columbian Exchange, this goes all the way back to a distant time in March where we have the link for our new packet where you basically open this up. You may, if you haven't done this already, file, copy as, make your own copy. We always make our own copy of these documents and put your name on there and take notes as you do the readings and watch the videos. That is how you get that done. All right. After you get that done, go ahead and watch these videos, do the lessons. We also have our, what's next on there? Okay, we have our flip grids, which are on here as well. But let me first get to our multiple choice. Where can I find that multiple choice? Oh, right here is the multiple choice. I find that on Friday, April 10th. You can click on that right there, and that will take you here where you can read, do the SCAP, and answer your multiple choice questions. Again, you go to File, make a copy, finish all that, and turn that into turnitin.com. And here's where you turn your multiple choice to make sure you get those 6 points. And here is where you turn in the note packet on turnitin.com. Make sure you turn both those in. Those will be graded and they are part of your standard. All right, so what else do we got on here? Oh yeah, Flipgrid. Let's get the Flipgrid. So your Flipgrid, where do I find that Flipgrid? It's on the website. And right here on the 10th, it says, here are our Flipgrid questions for you to answer. You click on that. That'll take you to Flipgrid, and you will have answers there. You can log in and go ahead and answer those questions. You can do the video on those, or you can type them and send them to me. And I believe I also have the two Flipgrids right here as well. So just click on them, record them, and send them in. If you're like lost, don't know how to do that, what you do on all these days is you go and you watch the individual videos just like you did for this one. All right, so that's Flipgrid. What else do we got on here? All right, so we have our writing assessment. So the writing assessment, most of you guys are done with this, but how do we do that? These come from your group graphic organizers. And if I look on there on the 20th, they're actually on a couple of days here. You go to your class and you find where your class is. Let's say I am in third hour right there. So I'm in third period, just for example. I click on third periods and I have both questions on here for the Columbian Exchange assessment. Question number one is, which of the following images do you believe made a bigger impact that led to the Columbian Exchange? And what you would do is you'd find your name, fill out the first part where you identify which each image is and you fill in your notes. And then you go down here to where your name is and fill in your claim, evidence, explanation. Claim, you put basically your claim, which one you think is more important. Put your evidence for image one, evidence for image two, and then you explain, and you're going to type this out, why you think one is better than the other, why you think it made a bigger impact in the Columbian Exchange. And that's question one. Question two, you got to scroll down a bit since we give room for everyone to fill in their CEEs. Oh, and by the way, if I was ever confused and didn't know how to fill in my CEE, what I would do is I'd read other people's and see, oh, that's how I do it. Question two is on here, and it is, the Columbian Exchange had many positive and negative effects for people from around the world. and it's for you to compare the positive and negative effects and determine was the Columbian exchange an overall good or bad thing. So what you'll have to do is find your name here, positives and negatives, and then underneath that you have a CEE, where you can put your claim whether you think it was more positive or more negative, put the positives, put the negatives, and explain why you think it was more positive or negative. All right, let's get back to our agenda. And you were to type these up on a Google document. Now, these can be one paragraph if you want each. You could have one paragraph for one paragraph for two. They could be multi-paragraph. I could write a couple paragraphs. There's no context. There's never been any mention of context for this. There's no thesis statement in this at all. We are just basically making these almost like one paragraph each, unless you want to write more than one paragraph. And you're answering question number 1, question 2. All right, and I'm going to be grading these based on your claim, evidence, and explanation. And those actually should be typed already. So if they're not typed, pause the video, go type those, and then come back and listen to the rest of this. But if you're done typing those, you got them done, awesome. Let's move ahead to what is next. And here's our homework. So by Sunday at 11:59, you need to grade and evaluate another classmate's writing. Now, this person can be in your work group, or it can be anyone else in the grade. They can be in the class you were in. They can be from a different class. I'm not going to limit you. Find someone, email them. You grade theirs, they grade yours. If you do that, you're going to get just +2 added to your rubric, which is a pretty big deal. So let's take a look at how you do that. Once again, you go to the handy dandy website, and on the website, on our new post, it says here's your Google Doc to grade another student's essay. I'll just click on that. Oh, whoops. Yep. So what you'll do is you're going to read their essay, and you're going to grade their claim, their evidence, their explanation. And then you're going to grade them on the readability. What was the strongest part of the essay, and what are some parts that could have been better? Now for evidence, remember, this is evidence for both. So think about kind of like 4 and 4 on that one and add them up on what you think their score should be. And if you look at this, I also attached the rubric that we used for the Crusades, the ones that we made on claim, evidence, explanation. This is what you are to use, except for, don't worry about context and thesis statement. We're not doing those, so don't even worry about those. Just claim, evidence, and explanation. And those are on the website right here. You can take a look at if you want. So find another person, you grade theirs, and they grade yours. Then what do? Turnin.com, Columbian Exchange, Student Graded Writing Assessment. After you've graded that person's, you've written what they did well, what they could improve, you turn it in right here, and that is going to be worth an extra 2 points, like I said. After you've graded someone's, they've graded yours, turn your paper in to turnitin.com. Right here, Columbian Exchange, written assessment, right there is where you'll turn that in, and then I will be able to grade your paper. So those of you wondering how all of this is going to end up in the grades, this is the comparison standard. And those of you who hadn't passed the comparison standard, I sent you an email earlier saying if you pass this, you passed it for the year. So you get your notes being turned in and doing your graphic organizer. That's worth 6 points. Your multiple choice is worth 6 points. Your flip grid is worth 4 points. That is 16 points right there. That's a pretty considerable part of your grade. And lastly, if you grade someone else's paragraphs and turn them in on turn.com, that's a +2. That means you could have 18 points right there before you even get to your writings. If you do all of these steps, there's about a 90% chance, better than that, you're almost guaranteed, as long as you work your hardest and try your best on your CEE paragraphs, that you are going to pass this thing. And lastly, your comparison written paragraphs are worth 44 points there. This will be added up and graded as usual out of 4.25. All right, so go ahead and make sure you grade someone else's, and these are not going to be due. They do not need to be turned in until Monday at 11:59. I'm going to tell you one more thing before you turn these in. So before you turn these in, this is extremely important. You need to write both of these writing assessments. However, we did this earlier in the year, and we're going to do it again. Before you turn these in, I want you to know which one you want me to grade, question 1 or question 2. Now I'm going to read them both. I'm going to make sure they're done and meet the requirements, but I'm only going to grade one of them. So let me know which one you think you did better on, question 1 or 2, and I can use that for comparison. All right. Before I go, I don't know if you guys can hear it. My dog fell asleep near me. Can you hear him snoring? Let me just show you him real quick. A little bit of sun there on him. It's hard to see, but there's Boomer. He's sleeping right there. We're going to go for a walk in a little bit, aren't we, buddy? You want to say hi, Boomer? Or do you want to be left alone? He's kind of an introvert. He likes to be left alone and has his place to be comfortable and have a blanket and everything. I might have to get him a blanket later. He's been so happy we've been home all day. He's been a really spoiled dog, but he's a good dog. As my wife would say, he's not spoiled, he's loved. All right, so those are the assignments there. Email me if you have any questions or anything. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your families are doing well, and I will talk to you soon.